This is an easy, go-to, do-it-all choice, the Honda Civic. But it's not the only choice. The Mazda3 has a great interior and fun driving experience. Is this the smarter buy? Edmunds knows these cars. We review hundreds of cars every year, so we partnered up with CarMax to help you choose. Let's get started. Okay, so both of these cars are 5-seat compacts available in both sedan and hatchback form. So which one is better? Let's start right here. You know the Civic, and we love the Civic. This car has won a ton of Edmunds comparisons tests, and it is Honda's bestseller right after the CR-V. Now, what makes it so great? You can't see it just by looking at it, but one thing you'll definitely notice that came up in a ton of user reviews is fuel economy. So, both available engines on this version of the Civic are super efficient, and on high-rate trips, you can even get up to 40 miles per gallon. We also really like the Civic's tech. The screen is mounted high on the dash, so it doesn't take your eyes off the road, and the menus are simple and easy to navigate. Plus, there's a nice blend between touch controls and physical buttons. Apple CarPlay standard too. Now, this EX has a 7-inch screen, but you can get an even bigger one with wireless smartphone tech on the top-of-the-line Touring. The Civic also has a ton of space for a small car. Both the rear seat and the trunk have significantly more room than you get in the Mazda. In fact, moving from the sedan to the hatchback in the Civic adds almost 10 additional cubic feet of cargo space. Now that's almost getting into CR-V territory. So, with all that space, you can even use this as a family car. Outboard rear seats have easy-to-find latch points, while the center only has a tether. And yes, this trunk's plenty wide enough for your stroller. But as much as we like that Civic, it shouldn't be the only car you consider. First off, just look at this thing. The slim headlights, the interior materials and design, it all just feels a bit more premium than what you get in that Honda. Higher trim Mazda 3s almost feel like entry-level luxury cars. The latch anchors in the back are really easy to use, but with less space, you have a hard time fitting big car seats. Also, because the Mazda 3 typically doesn't hold its value as well as the Civic, you can pick up one of these cars at a super affordable price. So that means you can get a nicer version of the Mazda 3 for the same money you'd spend on a basic Civic. Plus, the Mazda has a couple available hardware options that the Civic just can't match. First off, for folks living in parts of the country where it can get a little slippery in the winter, you can get the Mazda 3 with all-wheel drive. Second, if the standard engine leaves you wanting more, Mazda offers a strong turbocharged option that's more powerful than even the sporty Civic Si. Now, both of these cars are great to drive, but Mazda just gives you more choices. Neither of these are bad picks. It's all about your priorities. The Civic makes the most sense if it's worth a little more cash to get better fuel economy and more space. We like the simple touchscreen too. Mazda's infotainment system is a little more complicated. You have to use this dial to select things while you're driving. Driving it around town, we find the Honda is a little more noisy and the interior just isn't as nice. So, for the Mazda 3, you get a car that looks upscale inside and out, which is surprising here considering it's more affordable than the Civic. If you need an all-wheel drive, the Mazda is the obvious choice, and you might like its powerful turbo engine too. Now, you will spend more on gas in this one, and when it's road trip time, the back seat and trunk are smaller than the Hondas. Still, the vibe and look of this thing are great, especially for the price. So what do you think? Are you gonna go for the efficient and well-rounded Honda Civic or the affordable and stylish Mazda 3? Now we're always reading the comments, so let us know which one of these you'd rather have and if there are any comparisons you want to see in the future. Thank you, and we'll see you next time.